TMZ just released a video from inside Fort Dix showing Diddy trying to make a phone call, and people are already speculating about who he was dialing. Some believe he was reaching out to his team for help after Justin Bieber publicly shared what really happened during his time around Diddy. Now that Justin has spoken up, both Diddy and Usher are under serious scrutiny for their actions toward him, and many say they're finally facing the consequences they deserve.
Is just a working class stiff while he's at Fort Dix.
So when you're at a prison and somebody says, you read any good books lately, Diddy is the answer.
He's the guy to go to because we got video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library itself.
But you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
This was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people and get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first assignment.
This got to be a promotion.
Yeah,
it feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the laundry room and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does sound like he used maybe possibly some connections to get a better.
One of the key witnesses in Diddy's case reportedly handed federal investigators 8 separate tapes of inappropriate encounters. Footage he claims came from Kim Porter. That same witness, Courtney Burgess, who was known to be close to Kim Porter, testified before a grand jury and later spoke in an interview where he mentioned Justin by name as one of Diddy's victims. He also listed several other celebrities he claims appear in those tapes.
He saw Justin Bieber on this tape, and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes, and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The shoulder part was the blood was all in his bed. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was underage.
Mary J.
Danny Boy, okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was about.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, Justin, whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. I got calls from certain wanted to get the tape out of my hand. And I said,
These rumors didn't appear overnight. They've been circulating for years. Justin himself has talked about the pain he endured in the industry. In an interview with Apple Music that recently resurfaced, he admitted he still carries deep shame from what happened to him. At one point, he broke down in tears, saying no child should ever have to experience what he went through.
Being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah, so yeah, I just want to protect her, I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
What makes all of this even harder to hear is that Justin was let down by the very people who were supposed to protect him. Usher was instrumental in launching Justin's career and should have kept him safe, but it seems profit mattered more than anything else. Justin was only 13 when his song One Time blew up on YouTube. Not long after, Usher's label, LaFace Records, led by L.A. Reid, stepped in, recognizing Justin's potential to become a major star. They quickly signed him and put him under Usher's guidance. Usher knew the industry inside and out, and with Diddy backing him, he handed Justin over to Diddy's influence. And that's where things took a dark turn.
They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him, especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for you.
Usher likely knew exactly what Justin was walking into because it mirrored his own experience. When Usher was just 13, his mother sent him to stay with Diddy at what was known as Puffy Flavor Camp. Usher has openly spoken about what he went through while under Diddy's supervision. As a minor, he said he was exposed to behavior and situations no child should be around, including sexual activity he was too young to understand.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like, you know,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Despite what he went through, Usher still sent Justin to the same environment, Puffy Flavor Camp. At one point, Diddy was even granted legal custody of Justin for a full 48 hours.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
To give an idea of what really went on at Puffy Flavor Camp, photos shown during the trial reveal exactly the kind of atmosphere Diddy created.
And a shocking amount of high-powered rifles. These never-before-seen pictures were taken by police during the raids of the music star's homes. Police photographed a collection of lingerie, 200 bottles of baby oil, and 900 bottles of lubricant as we see for the first time what some of those freak-offs looked like. Hotel room furniture covered in sheets and towels. In response to the large collection of freak-off supplies, Diddy's defense attorney argued last week his star client likes to buy in bulk like any other American.
They've said on day one to the jury, we have flight records that prove that Sean Combs and his company were transporting these male escorts, were transporting women like Cassie and Jane across state lines for the purpose of that they did not want to engage.
Justin's time with Diddy ended up being some of the darkest years of his life. Even as a young teenager, he reportedly turned to drugs just to cope with what was happening to him. Eventually, Justin tried to separate himself and get away from Diddy's control, but Diddy allegedly refused to let him go.
Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Go.
Good morning.
No, not good morning. You already know. Already here. You already. Oh, get out of here. All you guys want is money. 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 Get out of here, bro. Okay. Get out of here. Money. That's all you care about? Money? That's all you care about, guys.
What do you know about
money? You don't care about people. Only money. Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go.
Usher's involvement left a lasting impact on Justin as well. Justin has been trying to recover from what happened and has spoken about how damaging Usher's management was. He even testified about the negative effect it had on his career. He stopped following Usher on social media and refused to join him for the Super Bowl performance.
Career? Do you know Raymond Usher the Fourth?
No.
Do you know an individual entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you would ask me.
She's gonna
let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory.
I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
The Bieber, Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Of course, many people, I believe, are accurately assuming that this has something to do, one element has to do with the Diddy lawsuit. A lot of revelations were made in the Diddy lawsuit. So I'm going to start this by saying allegedly, okay, obviously, he has not yet been convicted of everything, but I knew that he was going to get arrested because after reading through this lawsuit, there were just so many pictures, way too many descriptions. He had hours of video footage proving his claims. I'm referring to the person who initially filed this, Rodney Lil Rod, a producer who went into great detail, laborious effort to basically describe almost a homosexual ring in which people were being drugged at various Diddy parties. But he describes how essentially him being a young producer, they tried to initiate him into homosexuality. And I'm going to read this directly from the lawsuit. It says, quote, Mr. Combs, that's Diddy, used access to Stevie J and his knowledge that the producer, Mr. Jones, admired Stevie J to groom and enticed Mr. Jones to engage in
During Justin's childhood years with Diddy, alarming rumors started circulating. Rumors suggesting Diddy was targeting Usher as well. The situation reportedly grew so serious that Usher eventually had to be hospitalized. Sources close to Diddy have claimed that many celebrities were aware of what was going on, but none stepped in to protect Usher.
I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in the mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Justin has since cut all ties with both Usher and Diddy. He avoids associating with either of them, though their actions still weigh heavily on his life. After reports surfaced that Justin might be contacted to testify in the case, a video of him crying appeared online, and shortly afterward, claims emerged that he had relapsed and turned to drugs again.
He's coming back out and it's all of a sudden.
I'm scared. Come on, fucking
I feel I'm sorry for bro. Trying to bombard. Oh my god, how much I thought they cooked me?
Justin Bieber's rep is breaking their silence on recent rumors regarding drug use. A rep for the singer, who shares 6-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with wife Hailey Bieber, is firing back at recent claims that Justin has been using hard drugs. His rep tells TMZ on February 23rd that it's, quote, absolutely not true. His team adds that it's been a very transformative year for Justin as he, quote, ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. As Justin's 31st birthday approaches on March 1st, he's focused on his family and his music, not speculation about his health, which his rep calls, quote, exhausting and pitiful, and shows that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, harmful narratives.
Publicly, Justin has denied that any abuse against him took place. However, in a statement released early in the trial, before Diddy's conviction and before any major details were revealed, Justin mentioned that he knew there were real victims. So who exactly was he referring to when he mentioned minors and victims?
His silence on the ordeal after months of speculation over their one-time relationship. His rep telling ET, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. Bieber's questionable connection to Diddy piquing interest online as the rap mogul's indictment for trafficking and racketeering charges, which he denies, made headlines. Old clips of the two hanging out while Justin was underage resurfacing.
Hey, let's just go get some girls. Let's get some girls.
A man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about.
We hit him like this, so me and you walking, we hanging out, you know, a little late on the night after the Usher concert.
There's also this old Jimmy Kimmel Live segment, adding to fan fears about what might have gone down with Diddy.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
This all comes as Bieber's followers are worried for him, the singer's erratic social media posts causing concern week after week, the Beliebers asking if what he's seen behind the scenes of the industry led him to this.
Justin ultimately walked away from one of the most successful music careers in modern history to distance himself from Diddy and Usher. Usher doesn't want this known, but Justin's relationship with him is completely severed because of what happened. When Usher performed at the Super Bowl, people wondered why Justin wasn't by his side. Usher claimed Justin was unavailable, but in truth, Justin declined the performance because he wants no connection to them anymore.
A brief conversation.
Here's why Justin Bieber didn't perform with Usher at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. The house down during his headlining gig, many were wondering why his protege Justin Bieber didn't make a cameo appearance alongside fellow guests Alicia Keys, Her, will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris. Now Usher explains why JB ultimately decided against hitting the biggest stage in the world in an interview with The Breakfast Club.
That it might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now, and I understand that. But we did have a brief conversation, and we're gonna do something else in the future. But there's no love lost or anything like that. Yeah. I think that it's a lot of pressure for the Super Bowl, obviously, for me to put together a show. So I reached out to everybody. Justin wasn't the only person that I actually spoke to about doing the Super Bowl. But the moment was maybe.
Now, consequences are finally catching up. The LA County Sheriff's Department has launched a new criminal investigation into Diddy. Reports also say the case involves Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's former publicist, and Biggie Smalls' son, CJ Wallace. Allegedly, Diddy assaulted Jonathan Hay after inviting him to collaborate on music. At this point, it seems every artist who worked with Diddy might need professional help to heal from their experiences.
ABC News Live reports Sean Diddy Combs is facing new
allegations. The LA Sheriff's Department says that it's investigating a report from an alleged victim in Florida. That alleged victim has identified himself as music producer Jonathan Hay in social media posts that have since been removed. A spokesperson for Combs has not responded to ABC News' request for comment. Combs is currently serving a federal prison sentence after he was convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution earlier this year. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer for more on this. So Brian, this accuser says he's already listed as John Doe in a civil case against Combs. So talk about how that could impact this investigation now that he's also has identified himself too.
Yeah, so the only impact that I can see on this investigation will now be that law enforcement will know who to speak with. But he already reached out to law enforcement in Florida that's been working in conjunction with LA where the alleged crime has occurred. And so the impact of him making notice that he also has a civil case doesn't really affect one or the other. If anything, it affects the potential civil case, because with a typical civil case, you just have lawyers doing the investigation. Now you have the full force and power of the LAPD doing part of the investigation, and their criminal investigation could help create more information that he could go for.
This story is still unfolding. Diddy appears to be fearful, Usher is now being called out, and Justin seems to be moving forward with his life. Accountability is coming quickly, and it isn't slowing down. Share your thoughts below and keep an eye out. The next leak could change everything. Want to stay ahead of the story? Hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because Taylor Tells All is just getting started. The next update might be the biggest one yet. Stay tuned.